Hi, Assalamualaikum. This is an overview of project formulation CSP600. For the first one, this is the subtopic number 1. Let's get started. So, this is the project formulation content. The first one, this is about choosing a project, and then we go to the project planning. Next, the student will be able to do a literature searching and also literature review. Finally, the student will be introduced to how writing a proposal. A final year project, FYP, consists of CSP600, which is a project formulation, or we call it as a proposal, and then CSP650 is the project itself where the student is supposed to develop the system. The difference between 600 and 650 is the project formulation consists of proposal only, and CSP650 is where the development occurs. So, the process of project formulation is the first one, choosing a project, and the project planning, do literature reviews, and finally, write a proposal. After 600 has been completed, after the proposal has been approved, then the student can proceed to do the project and the development for the next semester. Here is the characteristic of FYP. So a final year project actually is a major piece of work for the student. This is for the student to develop the system to convey what they have learned throughout the degree, bachelor degree program. And then the project is carried out on individual basis. Usually, every group project, every development is done in a group, which is they consist of 3 or 4 members in a group to develop one particular system. But for FYP, it is an individual basis where a student will develop a system by herself or himself. However, this is a project that is supervised by the supervisor or the lecturer for that particular student. Usually one student, one supervisor, or the student can have 2 supervisors, whereas one is the main supervisor and the second one would be the co-supervisor. It could be the expert within their research domain. The project in FYP involves stages. It's not directly to develop the system. Usually we follow the waterfall cycle model where we start with the planning and then the analysis, the development and the testing. So we follow the stages to develop a complete systems. This is a prolonged engagement with a topic. Usually we pick one domain as our topic and we try to minimize or solve the problem regarding the system that we are going to develop. What do you actually know about FYP? It's just a class project. It is just developing a system, or you need to develop entirely new application, new algorithm. So this is where we're going to answer that. It is a class project. It's similar to class project, but with bigger scope and bigger significance. Usually, we took one real problem from the stakeholder and we try to solve or minimize the problem by developing a system to their usage. It's not just a simple system like registration system, like attendance system, but we do usually something more to manage the stakeholders' problem, and it occurs more than 2-3 functions to make sure it is a full developed systems. So, do you develop applications and write program? Yes. You develop a very useful program to solve or to minimize identified problem. You are not doing one function for registration only. Usually, we do something that try to manage the problem, to do forecasting, to do something that is more than display information system. It is entirely new application or new algorithm. It is actually not entirely new. However, we can apply existing solution to the current problem or apply learn technique to enhance existing system. For example, we already have this one management system for the bakery. So by using an AI methods and AI technique, we can use the data from that bakery to do predictions, to do forecasting. So this new enhanced feature inside the system can be one FYP project. And then, how can we distinguish between class project and final year project? Usually, a class project is assignment to be completed as class requirement in a group, while FYP is an individual task with supervisor guidance. The class project specific to the particular subject with limited scope, while final year project comprise a combination of various subjects that have been studied. The class project usually focus on one or two subtopics in a specific class, while final year project is a compulsory in a higher institution for all fields of study, which means you are not focusing on one to subtopic. It's a combination of all what you have learned throughout the degree program, from the database, from the HCI, from the front end, from the back end, from the coding, and also from the interface development. Class project usually focus on one subtopic or one narrow domain. For example, database system. So in a class project, you just develop a database system comprises of small use cases. And you also have student registration system in one group project for one particular subject. Similar goes to the web application in one small subject. And also student attendance system, one small program for one group for one subject. While FYP, it must have development of your own thought, ideas, concept and arguments. And then you need to question things and look things various angle, which means an FYP is a one program developed that comprises all what you have learned throughout the degree program. You start with the back end, the Java, the Python, the PHP that you have learned. And then you develop the database, the middle layer, the object-oriented, and convey in the user interface by using the human-computer interaction that you have learned inside the multimedia classes. So whatever that you have learned throughout this degree program, you can compile all the knowledge inside one FYP systems, depending on the problem. Not all are inserted inside one system. So, but you can apply the knowledge here and there to make the system complete. A final year project requires application of all knowledge that students have as well as venturing into a new self-studied knowledge to solve a certain problem. FYP also a proof of how students had assimilate or comprehend what they have studied and build the critical mind of the students when need to be innovative in producing the output. Which means FYP is a first step towards doing research at high level. In order for you to develop a system, you need to tackle what are the problems, what are the proposed solutions that I will make to solve or minimize the problem that I have identified. So this is all about you are proposing a solution with the thorough study of the problem that you have identified. In order for you to develop a system, you need to initialize your research process first. You need to determine the research area in order for you to tackle what are the problems within the area that you are interested in. And from the problem, you can propose a solution that can be your objective of developing the system. These three initial process is what you need to identify in order for you to develop a system title or a system background of study. So how are you going to start? The first one, you need to identify your project area and then you can try to produce a title of your project. Then you can propose to the potential supervisor your raw idea on the project that you are working on. Do not worry, the title is a working title until the system is complete developed. Then after you have the project idea with the working title, and you also now have the potential supervisor, you can submit the mutual acceptance form, which is this is the agreement between you and supervisor to work on the project together for the 2 semesters until CSP 650. Then you can discuss your proposal and start the literature review to proceed on developing a complete proposal. That is for the subtopic 1 and overview of project formulation CSP 600. See you in the next subtopic. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.